So hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Dream Interpretation where I interpret your guys' dreams. So in today's video I actually got a dream from Sarah, and the other thing I'd like to mention before we start is that the names I use in these videos aren't the real person's names, and the reason I do that is actually to protect the person's identity, because dreams can be very personal. And for everyone else that's watching, if you guys would like to send me your dreams, make sure to send it to me at my email, which is dreaminterpretation2020@gmail.com. I'll have the email down in the description, and make sure to check that description if you're going to send me your dreams. Alright, so let's get started with the video. So it's a short dream, but I dreamt that these men were sticking needles in my leg, and I was telling them to stop, and I don't know what type of medicine they were inserting in my legs. Then it went on to another man asking me to name basic types of spirits. I began to name them, and he was laughing because he said I was wrong. But I was trying to tell him, I know what I'm talking about. Then the dream went into a traffic collision, and it pushed all the cars backwards. And I was on there with a few people. Cars were flying everywhere, but the vehicle I was in landed flat on the ground, and I survived it. After getting out, walking, I was crying and thanking God for saving me. And then I saw a few more people that had also survived. Okay, so that's the dream. So it's a very short dream, but Holy Spirit has a lot of information, and that's just jam-packed in this little short dream. So let's start with the interpretation. So the dream started with these men that were basically injecting needles into your leg, and you weren't sure if it was what kind of medicine it was. And so what Holy Spirit is showing you in that part of the dream is that you've opened the door to demonic attacks. The men represented the demonic. So then the dream continues, and another man was asking you to name basic types of spirits. And you began to name them, and he was laughing at you, right? And you were like, I know what I'm talking about. And so this part right here in the dream is actually very key to what Holy Spirit is actually telling you, right? This is like the focus of the dream. So the fact that you said that this guy was asking you to tell you the names of spirits, and you were basically trying to name them, and he was laughing at you. So this man as well represented the demonic. And so what Holy Spirit is showing you is that you've been researching the demonic, but you haven't asked God if this is your calling. And so what the dream is saying is that this isn't your calling to go into the deliverance ministry. And so what you've done actually by researching on your own, right? And this is not by asking Holy Spirit. You've actually done this because you've wanted to. And so that's a clear indication that it's not good, right? Because we want what Holy Spirit wants for us. So the fact that you are researching this on your own, right, and not being led by the Holy Spirit to do so, it's very dangerous, and you've opened the door to the demonic attacks. So that's what this part of the dream is basically telling you, right? And the fact that in the dream you said, I know what I'm talking about, and you're trying to explain to this demonic, right, this demonic spirit, but this demonic spirit wasn't listening to you. He was just laughing at what you were saying, because at the end of the day, you're doing something that Holy Spirit hasn't called you to do. We're all created differently, right? Holy Spirit has given us gifts. He's also given us a different calling for each and every one of us. And so what the enemy wants at the end of the day is to steal, rob, and destroy us, right? So if we go and try to do a calling that we're not supposed to do, then we're opening the doors to several things. And also it could do damage to us, right? And this dream is actually showing you, right, with that. So with the deliverance ministry, it's actually not like a ministry that you can just, go all willy-nilly into, right? It's a very specific calling, and not everybody can do that ministry, right? Now in the Bible it does say that as Christians we are supposed to lay hands on the sick and cast out devils, right? But for the deliverance ministry, that's not for everyone. And so you, by researching this on your own, right, and taking control of your life, or taking control, essentially that's what you were doing, right? You've opened the doors to demonic attacks. And what Holy Spirit is showing you through the dream is that you're not called to go into the deliverance ministry. So then the dream continues, and you were in the traffic collision, and you didn't specify this in the dream, but I assume since you were on the traffic collision, you were in a car, and so that represents ministry, right? And so the fact that there was a whole traffic collision, and something just pushed the cars back. So what Holy Spirit is showing you there is that if you don't take care of this problem if you don't close the door that you've basically opened, right, because you've gotten yourself into a pickle by researching the demonic spirits. So you have to stop doing that and take care of the problem, or else what Holy Spirit is showing you in the dream is that you're going to be going away from Holy Spirit, right? And so that's why you got pushed back. And so also when you were there, you saw other people with cars, right? So as the thing flew back and you landed straight, but then after you got out the car crying and you were basically thanking God, right after you actually saw that other people that were in their cars, a few people had actually survived the whole thing as well, but not everybody, right? And so that part right there, when you saw other people in their cars, those are other people that are falling in the same thing that you're doing right now, right? So this is a warning dream. And it's basically telling you, right, that, and also Holy Spirit is showing me that those other people that were in their cars were also people that have led you to believe that you're supposed to do deliverance, or people that have taught you about the deliverance, right? And so those people will also fall and go away from God. You know, they'll fall and get close to being lost, right? So the people that didn't survive are actually people that actually got lost. And so, and you and a few other people almost got into the same pickle, right? You almost became lost. And so it's very important that, you know, when you're researching stuff, you need to ask God if that's actually what he wants you to do, not what you want, not what you want. Because at the end of the day, it could lead to problems like this, right? You've opened the doors to demonic attacks that are attacking you. And so that's very dangerous. And I would suggest, like I said, this is what Holy Spirit is telling you. This is the theme of the dream is that you need to basically stop researching this demonic spirits. And obviously the deliverance ministry is not your calling. Just like in that last part of the dream where you got pushed back, you know, this is going to hinder your advancement with God. So thank you so much, Sarah. That was an awesome dream. Even though it was a very short dream, like I said in the beginning, it was very jam-packed with a lot of information. So I hope that this interpretation gives you insight on what Holy Spirit is basically telling you through this dream. And for everyone else that's watching, if you guys would like to send me your dreams, make sure to send them to me at my email, which is dreaminterpretation2020@gmail.com. And if you like the video, make sure to leave a like, share the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. And thanks everyone for watching, and God bless.